Welcome to Real Explained. On an ordinary night, Em drives to a dinner party with her boyfriend Kevin. A passing comet is the talk of the town, but for Em, the first sign something is wrong is more personal. As her friends prepare dinner, the atmosphere is light, filled with the easy banter of old acquaintances, but they are blissfully unaware that the universe is about to serve them a main course of pure, existential dread. Em arrives, immediately sharing the bizarre incident with her phone. The screen cracked spontaneously on her call with Kevin, a small unsettling anomaly in a very strange night. She shows her friends the phone, which inexplicably cracked in her hand. They're skeptical, brushing it off as interference from the comet. The group dismisses the anomaly, unaware this is the first crack in the foundation of their reality. The party's conversation turns to Amir's new girlfriend, Lori, who has a complicated history with Kevin. Amidst the growing tension, Beth offers him a special rescue remedy, secretly laced with ketamine, a horse tranquilizer, to take the edge off the night's drama. Later, Em and Kevin have a tense, private conversation. He's leaving for a 4-month trip and wants her to come, adding a new layer of personal conflict between commitment and her own life. Em is hesitant, unable to commit to such a life-altering decision. Kevin presses her for an answer, explaining that for him, a lack of a yes is effectively a no. This tense moment of relationship limbo perfectly mirrors the cosmic uncertainty about to engulf them all. Just as the last guests, Amir and Lori, arrive, the power in the entire house suddenly cuts out. The timing is uncanny, plunging the friends into darkness and isolating them from the outside world. The friends check their phones, only to find they have no service. But the true shock comes when 2 more phones, previously fine, now have shattered screens just like Em's. The anomalies are clearly escalating, turning from curious oddities into a deeply unnerving and undeniable pattern of events. The conversation turns to a story about a 1923 comet over Finland. It reportedly caused widespread disorientation, with people claiming loved ones were imposters, and one woman even calling the police on her husband. What was once amusing trivia now lands as a terrifying, all too relevant premonition. Plunged into darkness, the friends scramble to create light. Candles are lit, casting flickering shadows. Hugh reveals a backup plan. Blue, red, and green glow sticks, a strange preparation for a simple dinner party, deepening the isolation. As they wait, a comet fragment streaks across the sky, a beautiful yet ominous spectacle. The celestial event is no longer distant news, but a close, very real phenomenon. Hugh and Amir return, but they are clearly disturbed. Hugh is bleeding from his head. Instead of a phone, they came back with a locked box they claimed to have found at the other house. Their stories are contradictory. Hugh claims he found the box, but Amir insists he put it there. Trust within the group crumbles as they question what really happened at the other house. Mike finally manages to pick the lock on the mysterious box. Inside, they find not answers, but items that pose even more unnerving questions. There's a random ping-pong paddle and a stack of photographs. To their horror, the photos are of themselves, each with a cryptic number written on the back. The group is horrified. Someone has pictures of them all, numbered. The mystery deepens when Hugh reveals what he saw at the other house, a dinner party, exactly like theirs, with 8 people who looked just like them. He's not lying. As the group argues, the terrifying truth hangs in the air. Hugh saw their own lives playing out in a parallel existence, just blocks away. The box, the pictures, the numbers, they're all pieces of a message. The critical question isn't just from whom, but more terrifyingly, from what? Another group departs to retrieve a quantum physics book from a car, a desperate search for a logical explanation. They hope science can make sense of the irrational events, but their return will only plunge them deeper into a far more convoluted reality, making the situation even worse. They return with the book, only to face yet another shocking discovery. The quantum mechanics book, meant to be in the car, is somehow already open on the dining room table. The book contains notes from Hugh's physicist brother, explaining the chilling theory of quantum decoherence and Schrödinger's cat. It suggests the comet has created two parallel coexisting realities. They are the cat in the box, simultaneously alive and dead, until a single observation collapses the states. The book explains that once realities interact, they become unstable, and the decoherence that keeps them separate breaks down. The group realizes they've already crossed this line, collapsing their two worlds into a single chaotic state. The paranoia intensifies, realizing the other house holds darker versions. Driven by fear, Mike suggests they go and kill their doubles before they're killed. The accusations fly. M accuses Beth of drugging the food with her rescue remedy, a desperate search for a logical explanation for the madness, but the truth is stranger. Suddenly, two friends return from outside. It's Hugh and Amir, again, but they're holding red glow sticks while the first pair had blue. The new Hugh and Amir tell a story that mirrors the first pair's experience, but with crucial differences. They saw a different dinner party through the window and found an entirely different box. Realities are bleeding together. The evidence of multiple diverging realities is laid out before them. Two different notes, two sets of pictures, and two random objects, a puzzle with no solution. M finally understands the source of the chaos. A dark patch of road outside is the epicenter of the dimensional bleed. To walk through it is to spin a roulette wheel of realities, landing in a random house by pure chance. The simmering paranoia finally boils over into violence. Mike's confession is the final spark, shattering all trust. In this fractured state, old grudges and new fears collide with explosive force, as the friends turn on each other with brutal, chaotic finality in one desperate free-for-all. A darker version of Mike enters the house and attacks his double, creating a scene of utter chaos. The very lines between us and them have completely dissolved. As her world collapses into chaos, M makes a decision. She will not be a victim of the madness. She resolves to master it. She walks out into the night, into the dark zone, determined to find a better reality. It's a terrifying gamble, a journey through an infinite number of parallel lives, searching for the one where things hadn't gone so terribly wrong. She looks up at the sky, where the comet, the source of all this madness, continues its silent journey. It is a moment of quiet reflection before she takes her fate and the fate of her other self into her own hands. She peers through the window of a house identical to her own. Inside, she witnesses a perfect version of the party, where everyone is happy and at ease. There are no fights, no paranoia, no violence. It is the life she desperately wants, the reality she is now determined to claim. Inside, the friends are laughing. Kevin and M are happy together. It's the perfect night she wanted, a paradise separated by a pane of glass and a boundary she is about to cross. She waits in the shadows for her double. When the other M gets into her car, our M makes her move, ambushing her and dragging her from the vehicle in a desperate, violent bid to replace her. This is the point of no return. After knocking her double unconscious, M enters the bathroom to compose herself. She has just committed an unthinkable act to steal a life that was not hers. The question is, can she live with it? She looks at her reflection, no longer the same person who arrived hours ago. On the floor lies the cheap ring, a symbol of a past she's erasing. She has found the perfect reality, but now she is the imperfection within it. Rejoining the party, she is greeted warmly by her friends, unaware of the cosmic horror she has unleashed. To them, nothing is wrong. The illusion for now holds. The next morning, everything seems perfect. Kevin approaches her, but then he looks down. In his hand is the engagement ring from the other M lost in the attack. He looks at her hand, sees a different ring, and the perfect reality begins to fray. His phone rings. It's the real M. He looks at the imposter beside him, his terror growing. Her perfect reality is about to become her hell.